What's up, guys? You are watching Fight Feed. This is going to be a new series that I will be doing on my channel where I document the best fights that occur in the UFC. I'm going to start this off now for 2025, even though we're already 8 months in, but I will be going back to the beginning of 2025. So what I'm going to ask you guys is if you can comment your favorite or what fights you feel were the best fights so far in 2025. So I can make and document a video similar to this one that you're about to watch for all of those fights as well. The reason I wanted to make this series is not only for myself, mainly there's a goal that I have for myself to remember and document the best fights that have occurred in the UFC, because I do think that sometimes when you have these sleeper Apex cards, you end up having a shit ton of fight of the nights, but also what could be fight of the year candidates. So as a fan myself, I wanted to make sure that I documented all of these fights as they happen. And then also wanted to do this for you guys as fans of MMA and UFC, just so you can see and relive these crazy ass fights that have happened, especially ones that just happened like this past weekend. Without further ado, this video is diving in to the masterclass in crazy ass performance from Esteban Ribovics versus Elves Brener. And both of these guys actually went out there, scrapped it out, had a crazy war on a random Apex card, ended up being one of the best fights this year of 2025, and could end up being a fight of the year candidate. I don't know for sure, but like I said, guys, would love for you guys to comment any other fights that you recommend to make a video on, so that way I can add it to this list. And it will be a playlist of my channel. And what I'm going to do too, when I have time, is try to go back as well into previous years and document some of those fights too. So without further ado, let's dive into the Esteban Ribovics versus Elves Brener fight that happened on August 2nd, 2025. So as you guys can see on my screen here, I'm sharing the bout information here. And what I'm going to do in these videos, guys, is try to break it down where I just give you a quick snapshot of the stats that they've documented, and then I will dive into breaking down all of my favorite moments from the fight itself. Usually those moments will be significant moments in the fight, or perhaps clean combinations, just highlighting different things each fighter did. You will see a heavier amount on the side of Esteban Ribovics because I feel he had a lot more dynamic striking in this fight and landed a lot more of those significant strikes. But taking a look at the stats for this fight, it looks like the UFC got it wrong again, guys, and I'm going to show you why. Esteban Ribovics definitely scored a knockdown in this fight. I'll show you exactly where it happened, but he did not get a knockdown on the stats for some reason, because for whatever reason, the UFC doesn't always document these, as you guys have seen in other videos I've made. But taking a look at the significant strikes, Esteban Ribovics ends this fight with 122 significant strikes to 118 on the side of Elves Brener. Very close fight. I would say if I were to give you guys or document some of the keys to success on either side, Elves Brener's jab was spot on the entire fight, and I think it actually saved him from a lot of different moments where he was getting pieced up. Also allowed him to be on the attack with his own offense. He did land a couple really clean 1-2s, but definitely that jab for Elves Brener looked crispy when he was fighting Esteban Ribovics. On the side of Esteban Ribovics, I mean, so much success in this fight. Mainly what he did really well that you'll see is keeping all of his striking with very clean combos, but also mixing up those combos. He wasn't always throwing the same punches. He also had very good timing in reads on Elves Brener, knowing where Elves Brener is going to be and having the accuracy to land punches in those moments. You'll see a lot of that in my breakdown. So what I'm also sharing here, guys, is just more breakdowns of the same statistics. So as you can see, we've got 118 of 250 significant strikes on the side of Elves Brener, and then 122 to 281 for Esteban Ribovics. As I mentioned, you're going to see that there was no knockdowns. I also like to have this breakdown because it shows you where each opponent was going in terms of their strikes, whether it be head, body, legs, and then also giving you some more details on whether they were clinch strikes, ground strikes, what may have you. So all of that is a nice way to lead into this fight so we can all, obviously not only have the stats that exist for it, but now be able to watch and break down the footage. All right, guys, similar to my other breakdowns, I am just going to go shot by shot here and just kind of highlight the things that I liked, and that's the real goal of this. So, guys, the first thing I'm going to show you, unfortunately, the clip cut out for whatever reason, but what I like about this opening sequence from Elves Brener, but right before he got into this southpaw stance, he was actually standing orthodox with this leg in the back here. And what he does is he steps forward, and then he was able to set up this nice little head kick, just keeping Esteban Ribovics guessing. So it was nice to see that from Elves Brener. It was a really slick movement, how he like transitioned stances and then threw this head kick. Unfortunately, you guys can't see the stuff that happened just right before that because it got cut out. But we'll go ahead and keep going in through this footage here. So another thing to document right off the bat, guys, and this is a huge key to success for Esteban Ribovics in this fight, is his ability to stop the takedown. So right off the bat, you've got Elves Brener shooting a nice single leg takedown, and right away Ribovics is on it. He does get, transitioned down a little bit, but he sprawls perfectly, and he's able to just get right back up to his feet. Like, that is good speed there, just getting right up to the feet, not allowing Elves Brener to get that grappling off, because obviously he was going to have the grappling advantage here in this fight. And then right here, guys, is another situation. And, it seems like this fight really started off with the grappling attacks. It does change rather quickly, though. So right here, you've got Elves Brener. He's got the hands locked. He's got a little bit of a body lock takedown that he's going to go for. But Esteban Ribovics, like I said, very high IQ in terms of knowing what's happening, being positionally aware. And he's able to completely negate this takedown by basically using the leverage that he has to fall on top of Elves Brener, not allowing him to get that takedown. What Elves Brener was trying to do is do like a nice body lock trip, but he was just unable to do it because Esteban Ribovics was positionally aware, knew where the weight was, where his weight needed to be, and he was able to basically reverse the takedown. We'll skip ahead here, guys. All right, so now back up on the feet. Obviously it's about 3 minutes, 57 seconds, as you can see. Just want to start showcasing some of these shots that they start landing. So off the bat, Esteban Ribovics is, trying to gauge that range. But one thing you guys are going to notice about Esteban Ribovics, the dude's always fucking moving forward. Like, nonstop aggression, nonstop pushing forward. Like, he just always moves. And then here, as he's advancing, another good thing that Esteban did in this fight, and I don't have too much footage of it, but he did a good job of reading when those leg kicks were coming. So you're going to see him check this kick here as it comes in, bang, checks it with the shin. And then right after that, moving into, punching range here, Esteban Ribovics, all night, guys, he had this really beautiful, like almost like shovel hook that he throws from a very low angle, but is able to, catch Elves Brener right right on the chin, right in the face, just tagging his ass. And this is like a key to success this whole night. So here we go. He throws it, bang, hits him right on the chin, bang, hits him right on the chin. And in this clip, you're going to see, this is where I start to show you guys this Elves Brener jab that was just money all night. So check out he's in the orthodox stance, got the lead hand, the left hand there. And you're going to see him just pop that jab out there. And just watch how this connects on Esteban. Also, guys, I love to see this from Brener. He's got like a step-in jab. So he's not just popping the jab like this. He's stepping into it and throwing it with as much force as he can. You see that step there? And then bang, right into the eye or like eyebrow area of Esteban Ribovics. And he does follow up there. Now, one thing I've noticed, guys, about breaking this fight down, and this is what makes Esteban Ribovics such a good striker, in my opinion, is Elves Brener. If you guys watch his jab and his straight, his 1-2 combo is very technical, very solid. But one thing I've noticed about it is the way he throws it in overextending himself almost. He puts himself out of position or puts himself in a bad spot positionally from a balance perspective when he throws it a lot of times. And one thing that Esteban Ribovics does that is the opposite of that is I feel like when he's throwing his strikes, he's always very balanced and knows like that position where he needs to be, where he should be. And you see him kind of transition very quickly when he is out of range or out like not in a great spot or doesn't have his balance, he finds a way to circle out and, regain that composure and balance on the feet. And I will say, guys, as I'm going through this, the beginning of this fight was heavy on the side of Elves Brener, but then we start to see some success from Esteban as the fight picks up here. So once again, we've got Elves Brener showcasing this nasty jab, and I want you guys, so this is the jab I showed you guys, and then he throws the straight behind it, but keep that in mind because you're going to notice this is one thing that I feel like was not a good element to Brener's game in this fight. He was kind of spamming the same combo of the 1-2, which I know is a very standard and textbook combo, but I don't think he was mixing up his punches enough. And at a certain point, Esteban Ribovics was very wise to what was coming his way and finding ways to counter. And you're going to see that in this next clip here. So this all happened at 341, and then we go to 334 of round 1. And Elves Brener throws the exact same combo. So he goes straight jab to straight right hand. And watch what Esteban does. He's got that tuck and roll defense there. He's going to fucking come right back out, and watch this. Bang. Lands a nice mean lead hook to the side of Elves Brener's face. And this is where I'm saying, like, Elves Brener, guys, is like already off balance because he's trying to throw another jab there. And you see Esteban kind of get himself ready to throw the punch. And he's fully balanced, fully in his stance, able to get that torque on his lead hook, lands it, and Elves is kind of already trying to throw his own, and he's off balance there. Look at that. And right there, that also adds to that the optics of being kind of like jarred, right? Or maybe even like hurt. Even though I don't think he was hurt, but I think it definitely buzzed him a little bit there. So jumping ahead here, you're gonna see the jab. All right, guys, jumping ahead, you're gonna see this jab again on display from Brener. Throws it out there, lands it on Esteban, but Esteban does the exact same thing, right? So here's his hand. Esteban starts using that lead hook. Whenever he sees the jab coming, he counters perfectly. And that's what happens here. So he sees this jab come, and he's already thrown it. Now on that one, they kind of intertwined their punches there, so nothing really got landed. Nothing landed of significance there. But watch how Esteban after this comes back around. Boom! Look at that. Nice right uppercut, and then he throws the lead hook again behind it. And he's got Elves Brener going on the back foot, stepping out of range, realizing, like, I don't want to be in a fucking slugfest with this dude. And then it's constant. Watch these feet. He is just stepping forward this whole time. And I like this here, guys. So this is textbook, like, fundamentals, right? So watch Elves Brener. He's going to throw the left straight. So he's throwing this hand here. He moves this head off the center line. Dips to the side, and that jab is right there. Not even jab, a straight, right down the pike. Hit him right on the chin. So great shot. And then he follows behind, too, with the lead hand. So he's actually throwing like a 2-1 combo there. We're going to skip ahead now. And we got Esteban Ribovics still, advancing forward. He lands his lead hook. Bang. Right on the side of the ear. But Brener lands his own lead hook right on the chin of Esteban. And that's another thing, guys. Esteban Ribovics should get way more credit for his chin in this fight. Like, he took some solid shots from Elves Brener, but just kept moving forward like a zombie. Also got a nice little poke to the guts there. Look at that. Oof. That was definitely a nut shot. And guys, this is what I really like about Esteban Ribovics is he sees things while they're happening, like in a split second. So obviously Elves Brener is stepping in to throw his straight, and Ribovics is instantly cocking this lead hand to land. Now, unfortunately, in that spot, he wasn't able to get it off perfectly, but he does graze the ear there. But it's the way he follows up, guys. So it's like he knows Elves Brener's body is like going to be moving around this way. So you'll see, like, as he misses this lead hook, the instant reaction he has is to throw that other hand, and it connects right on the chin. And you can't tell it lands flush, but you're going to see here. So watch. Hand is there. It's going to go up here. You're going to see Elves Brener's face after this exchange. You see that? It's like, oh shit, you fucking caught me. And he instantly puts his hands up, starts backing up. That's how crispy it is. You can't even really see it. But this is a spot where Elves Brener does the same thing again, guys. He throws that straight jab, and watch, as it's happening, you've got the eyes, he sees this, then you see this hook right on the money. And then once again, as I was saying, these shots, like that lead hook, becomes very impactful because Elves Brener is getting caught with it as he's going in. So Esteban Ribovics really just showed how good he is at being a counter striker, finding those opportunities when his opponent is striking. And what makes Esteban Ribovics so dangerous is he can not only move forward and be on the advance of his own offense the entire fight, but also snipe his opponent when they're coming in. So he can not only, he's like constantly on the front foot, pushing forward, just offensively attacking his opponent. But then when he's on the defensive, he's able to also find those counterattacks and hurt his opponent on the feet. And it's just the way that he mixes the combos in, right? Like after he lands one shot, he's always coming around with the other one. You saw that right hand. So it's like boom, boom, left hand there too. So he's landing punches in bunches, as they say. And I really like this here. So now he starts feinting that. This is almost like a feint in a way. He's not really trying to do anything with that lead hand there, guys. He's just trying to make it known, like, hey, I'm coming. And Elves Brener isn't ready for this right hand. But the goal here is to connect that right hand, and boom, he gets Elves Brener to kind of shell up there. Elves pushes him off. Here's a nice combo from Elves. He throws that straight right or straight left hand down the pipe, lands, and then he throws a hook, which he doesn't throw often in this fight. But you automatically have Esteban just kind of returning his own offense there. In this next clip, you're going to see how Esteban starts to use his own straight punch, and he times this perfectly. He sees that there's that opening, right? And as he's going in, Elves is throwing this kick. But this is a naked kick, guys, as you've heard me say in other videos. He's not setting this kick up at all. He's just throwing it. And Esteban lands on the chin. The lead hook isn't there, but he lands that straight. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating to have that happen. This is like an interesting technique, guys. So watch this. Esteban's right foot. He's not even like in a set stance here. But watch. He like lifts this right foot up. I guess it's sort of like a Superman punch, right? But I don't know. It's interesting. So he throws that. It misses, but he lands the lead hook behind it. Look at how crispy that is. Boom! Right on the button or the temple. And see, this is what I'm talking about, guys. So watch. Here's his lead foot. This is that other foot that's, up in the air. Right as he lands that lead hook, watch this right foot. This is the positional awareness that Esteban has. And it's similar to like Ilia Topuria. It's throwing strikes at your opponent and then setting yourself up to then throw the next strike, distributing his weight to the next foot so he can land this next shot with the right hand. So now he's in a southpaw stance against the cage. And Jack Della Maddalena does this very well too. And he's able to land around that. And then he, lands another strike there. So he lands this right hand, boom. And then he throws this one right behind it. And that one doesn't really hit as hard, but it's just enough to keep Elves Brener guessing and moving backwards. And then this next clip, guys, so this is all round one still, guys. So you've got Elves Brener. This is like what I'm talking about in terms of that balance, at least from my perspective. Elves Brener is throwing shots, but he's not fully balanced. So watch what happens here. As he throws this, he's not in a great position, nor does he have his balance. And watch Esteban Ribovics. Esteban's going to come in with the lead hook right to the liver. Boom, boom. Look at that shit. And then he's following up top with the right hook, and he catches him on the chin. Look at that. Bow, bow. That's a beautiful combo right there. But you got Elves Brener right back on that attack. This is what makes fights, fight of the year candidates. You got a guy that's willing to fight back like this, like Elves Brener, and just make it a dogfight. But instantly he throws that jab, and right away, as he throws this jab, Esteban is right there making him pay. Like Dominic Reyes, just landing that fucking hook every time. But this time, guys, you're going to see that Elves Brener finally lands another shot after the jab, which he throws his own hook, really, and they both land. They both land here. Boom. Elves Brener starts taking a step back. I like that takedown attempt there. And then this is something that Elves Brener does really well too, guys, is as he's doing takedowns, watch as they come up, he lands a shot right as they come up right here. Now, so does Ribovics, but the reason I call out this shot from Elves Brener, because Ribovics is really pushing off. Elves Brener is actually landing on the head there, side of the head. And those shots, that's what shocks your equilibrium. You're about to see that. So, as I said before, guys, this is a scene where Esteban Ribovics should have been scored a knockdown over Elves Brener, but he was robbed. And I can understand, in the heat of the moment watching the fight, it kind of looked like a knockdown, and I'll explain why. But you can't really fully identify as a knockdown until you watch it frame by frame. But watch. You got Elves Brener. He's about to throw this spinning technique, okay? So he goes to throw. But as he's in the middle of this, look what Esteban is doing. He's got his right hand, right hook, and look where it lands. I guess it's more of a straight, not a hook. But look where it lands. Right on the side of the head, behind the ear, which if you guys know anything about combat sports, the ear shots behind the ear, that is like your equilibrium. And, if you've ever had like vertigo, I know Cody Garbrandt's talked about having issues with this, but I actually had vertigo when I was painting my house last summer, 2024. And I think I got it from you can get vertigo from just like all kinds of shit, but I think I got it from, I was hanging a bunch of shit. I was hanging like ceiling fans and stuff. And I had my neck like this for a long period of time. And that can give you like vertigo. And so randomly, like the one morning I went to stand up and like literally felt as though I was on my side falling over. I couldn't stand. It went away, but dude, it's like it would all start from like the ear. Like when I would turn my head at all, it would like completely, you feel like you're going to fall over. It's awful. But look, he lands this right on the ear and watch what happens. Obviously he was in the middle of a spin, but dude, this here, the way he falls, that is a clear and utter knockdown in my opinion. Because he's not so off balance here, guys, that this is going to, like that spin alone is going to make him fall. He falls because he gets hit in the ear. And then watch, as he finishes the spin out, he can't catch his balance because he's knocked off his equilibrium there. And honestly, he's lucky. But dude, for a human being to fall like this and like hit the ground like that, the head falls back like that, that's not from slipping. That's from getting hit in the face and falling. Anyways, I digress. We get back up, and these guys just keep going to war. So now we're at 1 minute and 11 seconds of the first round. Esteban Ribovics lands a nice, clean hook to the side of the face, and then he follows up. So, guys, this is where I wish Brener was actually doing this more. He was having a lot of success when he mixed up his striking. So when he kept going with the jab straight, Ribovics sees it. But when he throws the lead hook and the rear hook behind it, look at that success there that he had. Like obviously Esteban landed some of his own, but he was landing heavier shots in that exchange. And that's the type of stuff that I think if he's able to land those cleanly, he could probably get Esteban to take a step back instead of continuously pressuring him the way he was. And then this next shot, guys, you're going to see how Esteban makes him pay for throwing. So Esteban throws this kick, but watch, he's going to cut him open here. So here's Esteban's lead hand, lands it right on the fucking eye area. He was already briefly cut. You could see the redness. But as he lands this one, it's just even more. He cuts that bitch right open. And then he comes right back. So, obviously, in between these moments, guys, there's obviously kind of some dead space, just them walking around the cage and stuff. But watch this lead hook from Esteban Ribovics. Again, just money all night. He's landing that all night. And that's the thing, dude, is like after Esteban would land that, he'd get himself in a position where he can then land more shots. He instantly recharges it, hits him again over the top, but then he brings this right hand back around and he starts throwing it. He doesn't land it. He lands it on the body there, but still. This here, guys, this is now, I think that the naked leg kicks are obviously a dangerous thing to incorporate, but here, Esteban gets hit in the leg, and Brener did a really good job because he landed such a thudding kick that it actually just sends his leg outward. And that's the type of kick that will have you fucked up. All right, now we're into round 2, guys. And right off the bat in round 2, we were 5 seconds into round 2. You're going to see Esteban. He lands his right hand. Boom, look at that. Picture perfect form, technique, lands it. And this is what I like to see, though, is you start to see that Elves Brener is even picking up on Esteban's tendencies. Watch his head. So after this right hand lands, he's instantly ready for Esteban's next attack, which is usually from the other hand. So it lands. Watch this. he's instantly ready to cover. And he was right, because look at Esteban. He's ready to throw this hook around the corner. Here we go. Round 2. You're going to see, once again, Elves Brener landing that jab. Boom. And I like this, guys. I like that he threw the jab there, and he kind of feints the right hand as though, like, I'm going to throw it, but he doesn't. And then once again, guys, 10 seconds later, he just throws that piercing jab. And this is great, because look, he's not putting himself in a bad position by throwing that, but he's just sticking it out there, and he's landing it. And now this is where he can get into some trouble, though. So he throws the jab again, and now Esteban slips, and Esteban is now moving in. But he actually doesn't land anything of note there. This is another exchange where Brener, this is like what I was saying earlier, guys. He goes for this takedown. He's got him grappled up here. Chris Tagnoni. Shout out to Chris Tagnoni. You're going to see Brener does this beautifully. And I love when fighters do this, because I feel like, especially a fighter that's got grappling in their game, I feel like you need to make the opponent pay when they stuffed your takedown. When they've stopped you from doing what you want to do, make them pay for it. And that's what he does beautifully here. As they break free, bang, right on the side of the head with a nice hook. And if you guys are familiar with a fighter that's done that super well, go watch Jan Blachowicz versus Luke Rockhold. It was kind of the other way around. Luke Rockhold initiated the exchange, but Jan did a great job. After Luke would initiate these exchanges in the clinch, Jan would do a beautiful job of, right as they broke, landing a shot, making him pay for it. So on this exchange here, we've got Brener throwing a lead hook that lands, but then Esteban Ribovics throws his own left hand. He's in the southpaw stance, doesn't connect, but then he throws it again, and bang, bang. Look at that. Right over the top, and just literally chin checks him. And dude, what I love about Esteban, he has like this skirmishing style where it's almost like Dricus du Plessis, where he lands, but then he's instantly throwing other look at that body punch here, throwing that hook, this hook behind it, not necessarily landing like flush, but just having those attacks there to keep Elves Brener on the back foot and guessing what's coming next. And this is what I like here, guys. This is where Elves Brener switches things up a little bit. He throws the lead hand out there. So Esteban is locked in here. Got the right hand there. He lands a nice crispy body shot around the corner to the kidney. But Esteban Ribovics, like this guy, for having decent reach, he is so good in close range. Look at how he brings his arms together like this, and just he's ready to wing these punches. So his right hand you can't really see. There it is. But as he came around the corner, he's landing a shot, trying to land it on the chin. But then he comes back with the left hand, tries to land with the left hand, but the right hand is what actually finally gets through here. And look at Elves Brener's face. Bang, bang, bang. And now, guys, I love this. This is that game of like forcibly missing your shot, but covering the eyes, the eye line of your opponent, so you can land a bigger shot. So watch this. He's going to throw this lead hand out there right into the eye range. He's not really trying to hit him. He's just kind of like pawing it out there. And then watch this. Boom. Right through. And he got him doing the stanky face. But here, even in the opposite stance, the southpaw stance, Brener, crispy with that jab. Look at that. Such a great jab, dude. And this is how you can tell that Elves Brener definitely trains with a Charles Oliveira, Diego Lima. I think it's Diego Lima. The Shoot to Box team. They all have very crispy and straight punches. But Ribovics just on the offense, throwing at will. Like the way that he's able to sling these combos together. Just watch this. Throws the straight. And this is where it's kind of like a Dricus du Plessis style, where he's doing like a skirmishing 1-2 almost, but it's like a 2-1. And then he comes, but watch how he positions his body, right? So he lands that, misses that one, but he instantly turns his body to this side now so he can get that leverage from the lead hook, lands it right on the top of the head. Boom, boom. Comes back around with this one now and clips his chin. I mean, dude, Esteban Ribovics is fucking relentless, guys. Like, just nonstop. And the accuracy, he is a special striker. I love this right here. This is a picture-perfect, like, shovel hook, I think. I think it's a shovel hook. Watch his left hand. He, like, hides it super well, too. He hides that really well because he starts to paw with the right hand here at Esteban. Or not Esteban, at Brener. And Brener almost throws his own, it's almost like a parry, but just throws his own punch here. And watch this shovel hook right up the center. Boom, right on the chin. And then he throws the head kick behind it. It's so crispy, guys. I love to see it. And then we're going to see Ribovics here tries to throw like a flying knee attack. Watch this. He goes flying knee. He sees Brener start to try to escape. Throws the right head kick again. Hits him right on the chin. He did have the guard there, and it wasn't super flush, but if you guys go back and watch Ribovics versus Terrence McKinney, that's how he actually head kick KO'd Terrence McKinney. And once again here, we've got that jab on display from Brener. This is his most successful attack of all the whole fight, right? He was throwing that jab perfectly. And this time, look at that. He actually lands that 1-2 combo perfectly. Bang, right around the corner, lands the right hand on the chin too. And that actually stumbled Esteban there. Like he was like, okay, this motherfucker throws the jab right after, makes him just pay. And then to end round 2, guys, we've got a straight punch down the pipe from Esteban, lands on the chin, and he like fakes the left. So he lands the right, fakes this left hand here, throws one to the body, right on the solar plexus here. Boom. And then back over the top with the left hand. Boom, boom. Look at that. But Brener just, dude, this is what the story of this fight, guys. Like, this exchange just tells you the story of this fight. Body shot, headshot. Brener returns, headshot. Like, these two were just scrapping their asses off. Brener comes back again. 1, 2, 3. And look, dude, this is a moment where you start to realize, like, Brener was having the success when it's the same thing that I've heard DC say a lot. It's like that third punch. It's like he needs to throw a third punch because that third punch is what's connecting. You know what I mean? And so watch. It's, you know, he lands the jab kind of on the guard. No, top of the head. The straight misses. Watch the lead hook. Boom. Short lead hook right on the chin. And that gets Esteban to completely be off balance there, which was very rare for this fight, and makes him kind of stumble out like, fuck, you're throwing 3 punches now? What the hell, dude? Throwing 1-2s all night. Chris Tognoni's fucking face has not changed this entire time. All right, guys. So now we're on to round 3. Shit, this video's gonna be long. Round 3, we got a nice little head kick. You know, the first 50 seconds or so were kind of just them circling and stuff. They're tired, no doubt, from this fucking crazy output. But yeah, here we go. We got the straight skirmish attack, so he can come back around with this lead hand, land right on the side of the head of Brener. Brener lands his own, though. Boom, right on the side of the head there, too. And actually stumbles him a little bit. And then here we go. We have Brener right back on the attack here. Does a step back. It's like almost like a step. We got Brener. He kind of evades that hook and steps back. Throws a step back jab. Look at that. But Ribovics lands his own right hand behind it. Boom. Look at that. That is another fucking telltale sign of this fight. Ready? Jab hits. Boom. Right hand hits. Boom. But his other left hand hits. Or right hand. Sorry, guys. These fuckers are switching stances so much. And then here we go. This is some nice crispy striking from Elves Brener. 1. And in this case, Esteban did a good job throwing his own lead hook because it actually stops that right hand from getting through here. But this is the type of thing where it's like if Esteban was not the way he is with his fighting style and was just kind of throwing one punch at a time, he might get caught by that right hand. So then here we've got Esteban. He throws a nice stiff jab. And guys, this is where I feel like Esteban wasn't using his jab that much in this fight, but because he was finding other success with his other combinations. But in the third round, he picks up this jab. And I think Dominic Cruz even said it during the fight, but crispy jab, boom. Or no, it was Michael Bisping. He lands this jab here, and then watch this. Lands it again. So he goes, boom, stiff jab. Doesn't commit to the right or the left hand there because he's now in the southpaw stance. But watch this. He parries here with the right, knocking his hand down. And then watch. Instead of throwing his left hand, he just fucking pops this jab out there. Connects again. Look at that. Stiff jab too. Remember I showed you guys Charles Oliveira, how straight his arm is when he's throwing those straights? That's a beautiful jab right there. And then here it is again. Splits the guard. Boom. Right through the guard. And then he throws the left hand behind it. But it's that third punch, right? So now he comes back around with a nice, dirty right lead hook to the fucking body. Oh. And this is what I love about Esteban Ribovics. He throws that punch, right? So he throws the jab, throws the straight, finishes it up with the hook. But then this is like a great fight IQ, right? Because this is all happening. It's easy to look at this from my perspective and go frame by frame. But right as he lands that hook and Elves Brener's circling out, he just recharges and throws the same punch because he still has his foot set here. He can throw that same hook and just land right on the chin as he's circling away. Beautiful. Oh, look at this jab here. Boom. Nice little step in jab. He's even like pushing off the back foot, guys, and just getting as much power as he can in that. Boom. I like this. So now he's using that lead hand again to feint, right? And so look, he gets Brener to like think about that. He's here, he's looking to parry, and that shot doesn't land, but it's the shot behind it that he's trying to land, I think. So he's using his tool of I'm gonna put this in your face so you see this. It's the snake charmer, right? You see this? I'm gonna throw this, but not try to connect, so I can come back around and crack you. And I think that's what Esteban does really well is he like mixes, it's the body mechanics, right? He mixes up this motion so well where as he's throwing that punch and Brener is somewhat wise to it, it lands the body, but he comes back around now with this punch over the top. And then he comes back with the other hook. It's just nonstop, relentless combinations from Esteban Ribovics in this fight, guys. Fucking amazing fight. I was screaming at my TV watching this. I like this little right hand or left hand here. Again, the jab, boom, boom. Look at that. He doubles it up. So he lands it again, triple. He said, I said a one, I said a two, I said a three, a four, five. I just love to see that, guys. Like that educated jab is just money. It's a very quick punch. Boom, boom, boom. Comes back, boom, boom. That was a kind of a light one, range finding one, bang, right through the guard. And then I like this from Brener. He misses his shot there, but watch this. He comes back around with the same hand. So he misses his jab, but he comes right back around with the same hand and lands a nice clean check hook there. Almost a check hook, kind of. And then throws the right hand or left hand behind it. Sorry, dude, they keep switching stances. Sorry, guys. And then here we go. We got a minute 26 left in the third round here. Ribovics throws a nice clean left. Is that like a straight? It's kind of a hook. No, it's a straight. Lands it right on the chin. I guess it's a hook, though, because he's coming in from an angle. But as he does that, you're going to see here, this is where Brener actually catches Ribovics with his own game that Ribovics was catching Brener with the whole fight. So Brener gets hit there, but he throws his own lead while Ribovics is kind of off balance, lands it on the side of the head there. And that definitely tagged Ribovics. He's definitely like a little wobbled there. I love this clean uppercut attempt, but it's also, this is where Brener lands this lead hook again and kind of stumbles him. And look, he even gets a nod of approval. Like, yeah, he goes, you fucking got me, bruh. And then Brener throws another right hook. Brenner's starting to pick it up at the end here, guys. You're going to see one of the best shots. And then this is Ribovics right back on the offensive. He throws the straight jab, duck under, left hand behind it where he lands, gets Brener on the back foot again, slips the jab of Brener, slip. He misses his shot there, but he throws a hook, misses. Man, they are both kind of landing ever so slightly in that pocket exchange there. And you're going to see Brener again catch Ribovics here in the third round with this shot, just as he's off balance too. Like as he's hunting, he just catches him right there on the eye, makes him miss. Now watch this. You're going to see a nice short lead hook by Ribovics. Boom, catches him on the chin, sends his face the other way, throws the follow-up, catches him on the ear. Brener lands his own. Boom. Dude, these two are just scrapping it out, guys. Look at that shit. They land, okay? So now we're going down. This is a beautiful, beautiful shot from Brener. Nice spinning back fist. Just boom. Look at that. And watch. So as I was saying this entire time, guys, when he throws the jab, when Brener throws the jab, Ribovics is ready to throw the lead hook behind it, okay? So what Brener does here really well is he's feinting this jab with this hand by lifting it up, but then he spins, and you see Ribovics' lead hook is coming around. But as it's there, he gets hit with that shot. But right away, Ribovics is throwing another shot. Like, the guy is just a fucking zombie, just eats it. And that's the end. And watch, we got a nice little fucking Sean Strickland jumping tiger kick to the fucking chest to end it off. And that's all she wrote. Guys, this fight, if you guys have not seen this fight, I really, really recommend you go watch this ASAP because this fight was fucking fantastic. I truly hope that this breakdown is entertaining for you guys. I want to just do breakdowns like this because it's not only content for me to make, but it's something for me to remember kind of all of the great skills that these fighters put on in the cage. And obviously, I want to make sure they get their credit. So this is really just giving these guys their flowers. Both fighters did a great job in this fight. I do think Ribovics definitely won that fight pretty handedly, in my opinion, but especially because I feel like he got robbed of a knockdown in the first round. But regardless, Brener did a great job incorporating his attacks, finding ways to still capitalize on the feet when he could. But ultimately, just an all-around great scrap from these guys. Make sure you guys give this video a like if you enjoyed. Also, please comment below any of fights that you guys would like me to break down. I do want to have an entire list for Fight of the Year. So then that way, at the end of this year, guys, we can all have like a little contest, voting contest on which fights we think are the best. And then do like an award type thing where we actually pick it out and decide which fight should win Fight of the Year. Once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in to Fight Feed. Make sure you subscribe if you aren't already, and I will see you guys in the next video.